The following is a special sports presentation of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Bengals Weekly. I'm Dan Horde. He is Dave Lapham. This week, the Bengals are back home looking for that first win as they take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Last week's game started out great. 92-yard kickoff return to begin the game by Brandon Wilson. But after that, the bottom line continues to be if you can't stop the run and run the ball at all, it's going to be hard to win games.
No doubt. I mean, they're at the bottom of the league, in both categories, and all four of the major groupings, running the football, average run per run, and staying defensive side of things. And really it's these running quarterbacks. 2 weeks in a row they've faced Heisman Trophy winners that can beat you with their feet and their throwing arm. Murray could run. Jackson's faster. I mean, it seemed to be. It's unbelievable to watch that kid. And early on, he just decimated the Bengals defense. Lou Anarumo was trying everything. He went 5 defensive linemen. He went 5 defensive backs. He even had 3 linebackers in there. A few snaps where he hadn't had all year long. I mean, he was mixing and matching, trying to get something done. And his first 2 carries were like well over 50 yards. 36-yard run and a 21-yard touchdown on his first 2 carries. And then they kind of settled in. And those first 2 scoring drives, they went 8 possessions after that without a touchdown. They were getting a lot of yards. It was a track meet between the 20s, but in the red zone, the defense pulled their necks a little bit. So now here come the Jacksonville Jaguars. After 2 weeks of, hocus pocus, all these formations, all this motion, defensive players like, which way they go? What am I doing? Jacksonville's going to line up and say, here comes Leonard Fournette, and just try to pound you right down your throat, right between the tackles, maybe get outside a little bit. They're still having trouble stopping the outside run, so be ready for that. But Minshew, second leading rusher on the team, Minshew mania. He's rushed it 21 times, averaging 6 yards a carry. Don't forget about the mustache.
All right, now time for this week's Clutch Performance. It is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires, clutch performance in the world.
Wilson catches at the 8, charges past the 20,
Come on,
25, 30,
Come on, baby.
and there he goes.
Come on, baby.
Brandon Wilson will take it to the house
Man.
as the attempted kick inside the 10 fails miserably for Justin Tucker and the Baltimore Ravens. Brandon Wilson sprinting 92 yards untouched for a Bengals touchdown.
Time for our weekly conversation with Bengals head coach Zac Taylor. Zac, is there a fine line between believing in what you're doing and staying the course and trying to do anything you can think of to try to get things turned around?
I do. I think we're trying to turn over every rock to make sure that there's not something we're missing that would give us an advantage. And so, that nobody's got too big of an ego, that we're not willing to look at ourselves and figure out a way to get a win.
Let's touch on a couple of positives from last week, starting with Brandon Wilson. Do you feel like you may have found one of the better kick returners in the NFL?
He did a great job. He's done a good job in the opportunities he's gotten. Alex had done a great job too in the opportunities he'd gotten. Really, we gave pluses to all 11 guys on that kick return. So he finished the play for us, but those 10 other guys really did a heck of a job. They all blocked their guys and created a big opening for him.
Then there's Auden Tate. He lasted until the 7th round because he doesn't have great speed. How is he making up for it?
He's done a great job. He's got physical, aggressive hands. He's a tough guy. He can block. He's mentally tough. He practices hard. He plays hard. And he's been somebody we can count on.
Billy Price returned to the starting lineup last week at left guard. How did he do, and what must he still do to reach the level you'd like him to reach?
Well, I think all of our linemen have got to continue to improve. And Billy was solid last game at left guard. I think as a whole, we got to do a better job one-on-one and pass protection, not get edged there at the last second. So there's heat in Andy's face, but it's a group that's still trying to find chemistry with one another. We're kind of moving people around as injuries occur, and they'll get going in the right direction.
Is the number one priority to fix the running game?
We need more production out of it for sure. And so we're trying to figure out, where our strengths are and where we can get more production out of the game. And but that's been a difficulty for us last couple of weeks.
The trading deadline's a couple weeks away, and you told reporters last week we are not trading A.J. Green.
Right.
Why is it so important to retain him?
Well, we know when he comes back, he'll be a huge piece of this puzzle that we've been lacking, and he means a lot to this team, means a lot to this organization. His mindset these last couple weeks has been outstanding, and he's somebody we don't want to get rid of.
Let's talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars. Gardner Minshew 6th-round draft pick rookie. He's got the same passer rating as Tom Brady. How is he doing it?
He does a good job creating. Guys have made plays for him. He can extend plays. He doesn't have the same speed as some of the guys we faced these last couple of weeks, but he's done a good job making a play when there isn't always a play to be made.
Teams have given you trouble with sideline-to-sideline running games. That's not Jacksonville. They've got the number 3 running back in the NFL in Leonard Fournette, but this is a bowling ball coming right at you, correct?
Yeah, they're a little bit more of a traditional run team, downhill. They'll hit you some counters and get the ball on the perimeter. They've had success running the ball against a lot of teams so far, so it's going to be a tough test for our guys.
What problems does Calais Campbell present for your offensive line?
A lot of problems. He's a giant in there and plays with great effort on every play. And it's not just him. It's one of the best front sevens in the NFL. You know, they're too deep up front on the defensive line, and Miles Jack's a great linebacker, is one of the better ones we play against this year. So they got a good unit over there.
This is a hard sport when things are going great. How do you keep it fun for these guys when you're off to an 0-6 start?
Well, we see that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We know that we're not far off, and we've played some difficult opponents in some games, and we know that we've let get away that we should have won. We're always right there in the thick of it, you know, for the most part, in 4 of the 6 games right there at the end, and we just got to find a way to flip that switch, but we'll get it going, and so the guys still believe.
Best of luck this Sunday.
Thank you, Dan.
All right, when we continue, we'll put Zach on the telestrator. Take a look at some highlights from last week. Bengals Weekly is brought to you in part by Fifth Third Bank, on the field, in the weight room, and in the community. Fifth Third Bank and the Bengals are driving to better. Learn more about the drive to better at Bengals.com/53. And by McDonald's, the greater Cincinnati area. McDonald's owner-operators are proud sponsors of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Welcome to my favorite part of the show. It's time to learn the who, what, when, where, how, and why of football with Bengals head coach Zach Taylor. What do you have for us against the Ravens, Coach?
This first play we got here was in the second quarter. It was a normal down call for us. We're just getting some window dressing here with the 6-man protection. We're going to send TB on the fly motion. And Andy's progression really starts with an out route that converts first bump and what we call spacing. We got a guy on the ball, over the ball. We got a guy in a short hook. And then we usually have the back on a wide route. And so Andy can start left to right here. Here he really feels some miscommunication on the back end of their defense. So when he sends the fly motion, he senses something isn't quite right. He gets right to CJ and finds the completion much quicker than you'd normally expect to. So it was a nice job by Andy with great awareness, knowing that the defense had messed up a little bit there on the back end. So just easy completion play for us, trying to get them to slow down the rush a little bit. You see those big guys up front. Those guys are some of the heaviest guys we played against all year and present some challenges. So nice job getting the ball out of his hands. Nice job by CJ securing it. Usually the fumbles come from that guy right there, the last guy to hit him. So it's good ball security and getting us a big explosive play.
Your receivers get their head around quickly. I mean, everybody's live with Andy, right? Andy's got a vision. He can go anywhere with that football. You can't say, I'm not the guy this play, right?
No, he does. He can put it on you really quick as soon as he sees an opening. Another play here on offense, a little bit later in the drive. Here we got a reduced split with Auden. We got a one-on-one up top. He's running a go route. And, you know, usually they open up and bail. They try to play on top of you on the go route. So we knew that there would be some back shoulder throws here to Auden. And we just have a normal progression here on the backside. So you can see a guy on a basic route here by the point man. He's going to juke and run across. So it's a full field progression starting with the go route. And he's got some other guys coming to him.
You know, Auden seems to be the type of receiver, even when he's covered, he's open because he's so big, such a big catching radius.
Yeah, anytime there's a 50-50 opportunity, you usually know he's going to go up and make the play. Good job there up front with the protection. You can see we got 5-on-4. They do a nice job. This is what's critical. We got to win these one-on-ones over here. Billy Price and John Jerry did a good job holding them off from the quarterback. Then you go to the defensively. Okay, so I think the situation here, again, second quarter, this is where things have started to calm down for our defense. We gave up 17 points in the first 3 possessions and then really calm down from there. They got some big runs at the end of the half, but we were okay with that. So here we go. We take away the dive. Sean Williams got to come up and take up the quarterback. You know, it's hard to make plays on this guy in the open field. He's a really dynamic runner. So it was a good job by Sean playing in space and making this tackle and take away. You know, he had 3 explosive quarterback designed runs, and then after they got those out of the way, we did a nice job slowing down, playing our keys. And guys like Sean stepped up and made some tackles.
Playing hurt. Sean Williams is playing hurt. B.W. Webb playing hurt. You get some guys that are really sucking it up for you.
We got some guys fighting through some stuff, and you're proud of them for that.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, so this is a big power formation. That's a 303-pound fullback. you know, as a lead blocker. This is a card-carrying giant right there, Orlando Brown. That's a beast.
Yep.
And they're just trying to pound. Nice play.
They got a big unit. They put you in space, and you got to be able to make those plays.
Right. Coach, appreciate it. Good luck this week.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Bengals fans, it's the McDonald's Pounder Play of the Game, brought to you by the Quarter Pounder and Double Quarter Pounder with cheese. So tackle your toughest appetite and pound one today.
Dalton waits for the shotgun snap back at the 7-yard line. Trey Hopkins fires it back. Dalton back to the 10, steps up, scrambles, running toward the goal line. He's in for a Bengals touchdown. Second rushing touchdown of the year for Andy Dalton.
Show your Bengals spirit by joining the Who Day Ladies, presented by Kleenex, Kotex, and Cottonelle. Members will receive exclusive club gear, access to special club events, and so much more. For more information and to sign up, visit Bengals.com/ladies. The Bengals and Cincinnati Children's have teamed up to end childhood obesity by making the next generation of youth the most active and healthy. Multiple Play 60 events have been held at Paul Brown Stadium, including last month when South Avondale and Rockdale Academy participated in the fun. Who Day, Bengals players, and Bengals were on hand helping teach and demonstrate the importance of being active for 60 minutes each day. Joe Mixon and his teammates understand the impact these events can have on those who attend.
I really am thankful to be in this position and to be able to give back to these little kids. They definitely need it, and I know they appreciate it and they have fun. Never forget these things.
This week's Drive to Better is presented by Fifth Third Bank, where it pays to Who Day.
Receiver Auden Tate had a career-high 91 yards against the Ravens last week. Auden, it seemed like each of your catches was more impressive than the last one. What's running through your mind when you're going against a defender, knowing you have to make a contested and difficult catch?
Just keep my eyes on the ball and just find a way to catch it. Those minds of nobody.
And now this season, you've had more of an opportunity to get to work with Andy Dalton, being a reliable target for him. How has that rapport been built between the two of you and this offense, and how have you seen it grow each week?
It's great, experience, is definitely, helped us, get a better feel for each other on the field. And I think, it's starting to get much better and better week by week. So, it's just a blessing, especially coming from a quarterback like him.
Head coach Zach Taylor said with you, it's arrow up each week. How have you seen yourself really grow and make that jump from your rookie season to now here in year 2?
I just say I'm more mature than I was last year. I'm starting to get more comfortable in it now. I'm just playing, not really thinking, nothing like that. I'm just kind of reacting to everything I see and stuff like that. So everything's starting to get more comfortable for me.
Now, unfortunately, injuries have happened to this receiver room. When A.J. Green and both John Ross went down with injuries, did your approach change at all, knowing that you were going to have to step up in their absence?
I won't say my approach really changed. I just know I had to step up more, just make more plays, and just take advantage of those opportunities, and that's what I've been trying to do so far.
How have you really been trying to make the most out of each opportunity given to you? And it's really shown through 6 games so far this season.
Just being prepared, for everything, making sure I know my plays, blocking assignments, routes, stuff like that. Just make sure I'm in the right place at the right times.
Well, Auden, the motivation and the hard work certainly paying off so far. Thanks for joining us, and good luck on Sunday.
Yes, thank you.
This season, every time the Bengals complete a drive of 53 or more yards, Fifth Third Bank will donate $530 to student loan relief. Enter for the chance to win at 53.com/Bengals. Now time for this week's X's and O's segment. We are putting Lap on the telestrator to take a closer look at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Dan, they're physical. They want to pound you with the football, running the football. 2 tight ends over here. No fullback. That's the 3rd leading rusher in the National Football League, Leonard Fournette. So they're going to pound the ball. Safety saying, oh, man, all these bodies over here, I better get on this side of the formation. Offensive line does a good job on the backside. Center and guard are responsible for these two. They're going to wash them away. Little hold action here on Von Miller. It's going to get away with it. Cutback for Leonard Fournette. Ooh, hands on the back. That would have been called against the Bengals. And then Von Miller, he's just, both linebackers really, one-hand touch. Not going to work on Leonard Fournette. Makes the safety miss. Off to the races we go. 81-yard run. Longest run of the season for Leonard Fournette. He is physical. He'll look to run you over. He doesn't want to juke you. He wants to run you over. Another Josh Allen. Second time I played Josh Allen. Calais Campbell. There's going to be a little stunt inside here with the defensive tackles, little twist action, or a TE, I should say. Upfield penetration, looper here. Allen on the other side. They're going to converge at the quarterback. Allen makes the quarterback, Mariota, tuck it, move to his left. They're going to combine for a quarterback sack. These two guys, Calais Campbell, 6'8", 300 pounds. Josh Allen on the edge, 1-2 punch. Notice opposite sides of the line of scrimmage. You can't slide the line and take care of two of them on the same side. They have them on opposite sides of the line of scrimmage. Jaguars know what they're doing.
All right, now time for this week's Bengals trivia question. The Bengals are facing a rookie quarterback this week, Gardner Minshew. He was a 6th-round draft pick out of Washington State, and that's what leads to this week's question.
Who is the last 6th-round pick by the Cincinnati Bengals that led them to a victory?
We'll have the answer when Bengals Weekly returns.
It's now time to get to know your Bengals. Which current or former NBA player would you like to play one-on-one with?
Any of them. I was playing probably James Harden just because he's the best scorer in the NBA.
Would you win or would he win?
I'll win.
Definitely James Harden. He's the #1 scorer. He plays with the Houston Rockets, and that's where I'm zoned at. That's where I stay, so it'll be an honor to do that.
Who would win?
Me, of course.
Michael Jordan. I would definitely get blown away, but hey, he went to UNC, I went to UNC. Have a middle ground, maybe might not beat me so bad.
Kobe, all day. Kobe is my guy.
So who wins?
Probably Kobe.
I'd want to play against Steph Curry. It'd probably be a game of threes. It's probably how it would be.
KD, because he's my favorite player.
Who would win?
Me.
I'd definitely have to say Allen Iverson because, you know, he had so much passion. He changed the game. He was one of the reasons I grew my hair. You know, I wanted to be just like the guy.
Allen Iverson. I grew up off Allen Iverson. You know, just watching him compete and, you know, just to see the things he could do. We would try to do the same things that he could do, never could. You know, so just to see what he did for the game of basketball is kind of amazing.
Shaq. For sure, Shaq. I figure I'd just run around him, but he might get me by 3. Don't count on him making no free throws, though.
Welcome back. Time to answer this week's Bengals trivia question. Who was the last quarterback drafted in the 6th round to lead the Bengals to a victory?
Jeff Driscoll, the athletic one, now a Detroit Lion, led the Bengals to a victory in December of last year against the Oakland Raiders. Jeff Driscoll started out at Florida, went to Louisiana Tech, set a lot of records. Great guy.
No question.
Great guy.
Here's where you can find us on our Bengals radio shows this week. On Wednesday night, we'll be at Buffalo Wings and Rings, Liberty Township for the Bengals Game Plan show. That's from 6 to 8. And then on Friday, if you happen to be making the trip to London or are watching somewhere in the UK online, you can find us at the Admiralty. We will be broadcasting the Bengals Pep Rally show in London.
Be fun.
Should be fun. Now time for the Sideline Report brought to you by Tri-Health. The Bengals will have to do without cornerback Dre Kirkpatrick this week.
Yeah, we saw that hyperextension, big tight end Andrews, sideways body roll, rolled into the front of his legs and hyperextended. Your knee doesn't want to bend that way. He wants to flex forward, not backwards. So he's got some damage and he'll be out for a while. That's a blow in that secondary for sure. I admire B.W. Webb playing with a fracture in that forearm. He's sucking it up and playing some pretty good football. And they're beaten up in the offensive line, obviously. And that's what happens. You get an injury at a position group, all of a sudden it's multiple injuries at a position group. Now the Bengals are fighting a lot of things, not the least of which are how many bodies are going to be healthy for them on a weekly basis. It's a tough dynamic.
They will try to overcome it against Jacksonville this week. Let's get to Lap's keys to the game.
Keys to the game. Well, you know, obviously the running game. The Bengals don't have one. They have to find one. They're still searching. They're trying to figure out how best to run the football with the personnel that they have, which is a revolving door up front and from a schematic standpoint. But I'll tell you, Jacksonville's going to run it. They got Leonard Fournette, 3rd in the NFL in rushes, 3rd in the NFL in rushing yards. He's got an 81-yard jaunt, fourth longest run in the NFL this season. He's third in the NFL in scrimmage yards. They'll throw him the football a little bit as well, but they are going to pound Leonard Fournette. Going to have to get the running game going. You're going to have to slow down that Jacksonville running game. There's no question about it. Ball security. Jacksonville only has 2 takeaways, tied for fewest in the NFL. They've only gotten 1 fumble recovery and 1 interception. So the Bengals in the last 2 football games have only 1 giveaway. I mean, they've done a pretty good job of taking care of it. Got to continue to take care of it against these Jacksonville Jaguars. And then, again, inside the 20, both offenses are dreadful. Both offenses are struggling in the red zone big time. Both defenses, though, are doing pretty well. The Bengals are 6th in the NFL in a red zone touchdown percentage, and Jacksonville's number 5. And offensively, the Bengals are 32nd, and Jacksonville's 29th. So both teams are having trouble scoring, but both of their defenses are keeping them in games because of their red zone job.
That's going to do it for this week's show. For Lapp and our crew, I'm Dan Horde. We'll see you next week after the Pigskin Flies at Paul Brown Stadium. Bengals Weekly was brought to you in part by McDonald's. The greater Cincinnati area McDonald's owner-operators are proud sponsors of the Cincinnati Bengals.